Good day, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. It's time for the 48-hour analysis. It is the 8th of April. We've recently just had the first week of Easter skins, and next week, of course, we'll be expecting the second week. But yeah, we're going to go through all of these skins, and we're going to figure out what potentially might be a good investment, what potentially could give us a lot of, very delicious profits. But we do have to take into consideration that with every holiday event, when we only get like holiday-themed skins, gimmick skins, you get the idea. Well, what happens when the holiday is over? So, take for example, let's just go take a look at the likes of Halloween. Yeah, let's go take a look at last year's Halloween and let's see how all of those skins are doing currently. Well, you got two there in the positive and then all of the other ones are in the negative. Right, that being skins, not items. I'm talking about skins. So yeah, all of these not looking good. Then we take a look at the second week of Halloween and what do we see? Well, basically, every single one except a Rug from Hell and Ghost Pumpkin Large Box. Yep, they're all in negative as well. Oh, except that one as well. Yep, so yeah, the vast majority, not looking too good. How about Christmas? Why don't we go take a look at Christmas? So, first week of Christmas, every single one is in the negative. Do you see the pattern here? What about week 2? Is anything here in the positive? Nope. So, the point is, when it's not the holiday, people don't care about the skins. But usually in anticipation for the holiday, then the skins from the previous year tend to go up in price. Do you see the weird conundrum that we're dealing with here? So basically, all of these new Easter skins that we see here, they're very likely not going to go, they're probably going to go below the rest of price. Like, that's the expectation. We're expecting that. But you're probably not going to see any of these go up in price until next year in the anticipation for Easter 2024. Does that make sense? It's a bit weird, it's a bit silly, but that is basically what happened already with the likes of last year's skins. All of these, let's just go take a look. Here we are, Easter 2022. All of these were doing quite all right in the lead up to Easter. Now, some of them have gotten close to their Rust store prices. Some of them, unfortunately, nowhere near. But yeah, we saw the likes of the Guardian of Easter mask and chestplate going up in price because, of course, we saw the continuation of the Guardian Easter collection. But they were going up in price beforehand regardless because we were anticipating the arrival of a continuation. Like, I've literally got the video here. If we just go to videos, go back about 2-3 weeks. There we go. Prepare for Rust Easter 2023. Is there a potential profit? Well, yeah. Yes, there was because we got the continuation, didn't we? So, yeah. This is basically how this usually rolls out. All of these skins, wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if they're all in the negative. But I did mention back on Thursday, when the rotation happened, you tend to get at least one outlier. And we did see that with the likes of Halloween, where 1 or 2 skins were still in the positive, even though we're currently going through bad times. So, shall we get started? Shall we begin? Easter Chick Door is that outlier. I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, with the fact that clearly this is the, most in-demand skin of the week. It's goofy, it's silly, it's cute, it's plain and simple. Nothing wrong with that. Like, look at it. Look at it. Look at the little handle one with a little beak as well. I mean, it's goofy, it's silly, but it's just the perfect amount. Like, super simplistic, but I wouldn't say no. What am I trying to say? I could imagine a lot of people will like that as time goes on. And it's not selling that much either. Yes, it's the best selling skin so far this week, but yeah, in total, all of these just aren't really moving that much. So with what we have here, this is looking to be fairly okay. It doesn't look like it's going to sell tons, maybe between 20 to 25,000, which in the grand scheme of things isn't that much. I mean, recently we've had like 45,000 sales for that stone door and 34,000 for that sheet metal door. So this isn't going to be as close to it, but I think it would be more beloved. So here's my point. This is actually the only abnormal skin of the week. Yeah, there's out of all of these, 12 skins, only one is abnormal, and it's this one. And then, of course, we're also chasing after the likes of the Rustige Egg. But, yeah, I think we really should just leave it till Wednesday, then take a look at it, then make a consideration what we're going to do with it. Because I could see that getting a lot of appreciation as time goes on. And I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if we also potentially see the rock skin being accepted. That right there. Like, it's just perfect. But yeah, remember what I say? If you like what you see, by all means buy it, use it, enjoy it. Simple as, alright? So support those skin creators if you like what they put out. But if you're looking at this with a financial perspective, you've got to play it a bit safer. And especially with the fact that over the course of the next few months, prices in general for Ruskins, they're not going to be super great. They are not going to be super great. So, yep. So, let's now move on to the Sweet Furnace. Sweet Furnace, as I said, it's fairly gimmicky for Easter. And we did see how quite a significant chunk of them were... okay, this is a problem with SCMM at the moment. SCMM is having problems. SCMM is going through some problems at the moment, and it's kind of glitching out. So I will just kind of reiterate my point, because you saw me talk about this on Thursday. Oh, there's a moth. Go away. Yeah, so the Sweet Furnace is fairly gimmicky towards Easter, and Furnace skins in general tend to do badly during the year, much like what I saw last year. So I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if this gets fairly cheap. Basically, my suggestion was maybe early offer between 70 to 90 cents, something like that. Will it do better later on? Probably. But Furnace skins in general are a bit... yeah, so we'll just leave it at that. Now we've got the likes of the Guardian of Easter hoodie and pants. So let's just go over to here, type in Guardian Easter, show you how this progressed. So, of course, with the inclusion of the hoodie and the pants, the tier 3 armor did very nicely. So let's get the American price. So this is currently selling for around $1.20. And I'm selling 4 of these at I don't know what that is in dollars. We'll figure that out in a minute. So it did have that spike in demand, and then it kind of started to slowly go down. Now, if you can remember, there was a lot of people trying to sell a whole big batch of them immediately, as in building up walls and causing resistance. That's kind of come and gone. Yeah, there's no massive signs of resistance anymore, but I think the demand is now slowly disappearing, which is a bit unfortunate. But yeah, like, everybody cared, and then everyone who cared had probably bought it by now, and now the price is starting to slowly go down because people just aren't super crazy for it now. So, yeah, that's why I will always point out, let me just refresh here, that's why I always point out, only ever buy an amount of skins you know you can sell. I still got all of this left. I've still got all of this left to go through. But yeah, let's stick with the point of what we have with these two. So, gentlemen, basically, these are very likely going to go below the Rust price, much like what happened with tier 3 armor. That's basically what I am expecting. But the other thing that we need to also take into consideration is that these aren't selling that much. And this could potentially be a good positive. Now, what do you mean by that? Basically, 2 days in, we've only got about 10,500 sales for both of these. We're probably not even going to reach 20,000 sales. And yeah, that means there's going to be more of these in comparison to these. And don't you think we might potentially see Guardian of Easter Tier 2 being submitted and accepted next year? I feel confident. I feel very confident that will happen. Like, why? Can you think of a good enough reason why Decapitator wouldn't want to do that? So, yeah, take that into consideration. Yeah, so I still think this will go below its Rust price. But you could pick up a whole bunch of them for cheap. And then in the anticipation for Easter 2024, and of course, if it does get accepted, yeah, I think this will be comfortably going back up in price. And this did happen with the likes of Guardian of Easter. There was a significant amount of purchases happening over the past four weeks, and now it's comfortably in the positive within reason. But yeah, remember, only buy an amount that you know you can sell, and we'll just move on from here. So yeah, basically the point is we're potentially in a position much like what we were in with the Lovestruck. And with Lovestruck, we're just waiting for the Tier 2 to finally appear, and it did. And then the Tier 3 and the Hoodie in the Pants just went insane. So, yeah. So, that's basically what we're now expecting, but for next year. Yeah, it's long-term holiday stuff, isn't it? So, still, I would sit here and say just do a buy order instead, because it will be going below its store price. Carrot Eoka, fun, silly, goofy, but will it hold? Well, I can't show you all of the previous Eoka skins because SCMM's a bit broken, but I will sit here and say I wouldn't be surprised if by default this does go below its Rust price. Yeah, it's a goofy carrot, but at the end of the day, even the likes of the Cucumber Eoka went down in price quite significantly. So, Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this potentially goes down to about $1.50, maybe even less. So you probably just want to stick with a fairly appropriate $1 to $1.30 buy order or something. That's probably going to be the case. So yeah, nothing wrong with it. It's just I don't think people care too much about Eoka skins. It's just the way it is. So yeah. All right then. So we're now going to talk about the likes of Sweet Treat, Bandana, and Boonie. Now, again, I don't think I can show you this. Is it going to glitch out? Yes, it is. So we actually did talk about bandanas very recently, of the likes of the Pirate Bandana. Yep, still called Bandana. So basically, what we know is bandanas that are part of a collection tend to do a whole lot better in comparison to the individual ones. And at the moment, Sweet Treat Bandana is only paired up with the Sweet Boonie. Oh, sorry about that. I yawn when I talk a lot. Sorry about this. But yeah, we know that this is only going to really do significantly... It's only going to do all right when time goes on if we do see Sweet Treat stuff being submitted and accepted next year. Wouldn't be surprised if Duck does do that next year, but just be cautious. Won't be surprised if this does go below its store price at some point in the near future. However, as I said, next year, if we do see some more Sweet Treat stuff being made, then yeah, I feel like this would comfortably rise up in price. But that's a long-term investment, isn't it? And is it really worth it to jump in and buy now? Probably not. So, but remember what I say, if you like what you see, please consider buying it, support the creator, buy it, use it, enjoy it. Simple as. With the Boonie hat, we don't have that many Boonie hats being accepted every year. So far we've had 2 this year, which is actually quite a lot compared to all the previous years, because we only see the occasional one. But yeah, Boonie hats in general, with the amount that this is currently selling, guys, honestly, I think that will be a nice thing to put your money towards. It's not going to go insane, but at the very least, this looks like something that would comfortably rise up in price ever so slightly, little by little, week by week, year by year, maybe. If you like it, remember what I said. So, yeah, this looks like a slow burn, this one. And with the amount of sales that all of these skins have, like, they are low. They are very low. So, yeah, if there's not a lot to go around as time goes on, it will, flourish quite nicely as time goes on. So yeah, if I could show you all the Boonie hats, you'd see how every single Boonie hat skin is currently in the positive still. So yeah, quite positive with this one. So maybe consider going for this. It's up to you. Bunny Blaster. So we did talk about all the SAR skins this past Thursday, and we have noticed how in recent times the likes of the SAR skins recently are in a bit of a weird position. They're not doing super good, and this is Easter gimmick. You got the bunny rabbit and all the cake and whatnot, guys. Honestly, I think you only want to put down like a $1 to $1.30 buy order in this, maybe less. It looks quite nice, but it is Easter themed, and when it's not Easter, people aren't going to care for it anymore. So be prepared. This very likely 100%. Well, I don't want to say 100%, but it's like almost guaranteed this will be going below its store price. So yeah. Then we've got the egg basket box, and we made a very straightforward point with the likes of the previous skin PYH made, which was, of course, Valentine's. He made a Valentine's themed small box, and right now that's down 17%. Not the best, but not terrible. But I did point out how the likes of small boxes during post-Christmas time, the best time to sell your skins, when all skin prices are inflated, all the small boxes were in a positive. So if you want to put your money towards something that at the very least very likely will hold its value, or, of course, during the anticipation to Easter, it very likely will comfortably rise up in price a bit. Yeah, but that's a long-term investment. And is it really that worth it? Probably not. Are there better things you could put your money towards to make better profits? Yeah, there probably is. So, yeah, again, if you like it, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it. But with small boxes at the moment, they're all kind of a bit, yeah. But they do usually go up in price very comfortably during the good times. So just keep that in mind. Carrot bow skins in general during the year tend to go below their rust price by a fairly significant amount. This is probably going to go close to about $1. So be prepared for that. Be prepared. It's very likely just going to go down to close to around $1. So this is probably going to be a 70-cent to 90-cent buy order. Then we've got the sweet wooden door. Yes, you can see through it. Loads of people are saying this icing looks like something else. I won't say, but you could probably figure that out. Add the sprinkles to make it sweeter. But yeah, wooden doors in general, not the best. Not the best in terms of investments is what I'm trying to say. Yes, there will be a point during your life cycle with your base that you're going to need to have a wooden door. But, you know, this doesn't glow or anything, and there's other doors that have see-through holes. Is this the door that you want to have for your base for a short while? I mean, quite a lot of you probably do look at this and think it's funny, so maybe you do want it. And again, by all means, if you like it, by all means, buy it, use it, enjoy it. But if you're looking for an investment, I don't think this is the one. I look at it and I'm like, I'm unsure. But there's one thing that I will point out with this, and of course with the likes of the Easter Roadsign gloves, the lowest selling skin of the week is usually the one that is vulnerable to being manipulated. And with the Easter Roadsign gloves here as well, basically, because this is actually part of a collection, and I think next year Pretex would actually make a core piece instead of boots and gloves and I can't remember what else he made. I think we could see this doing quite nicely in the future. But there was something else that I wanted to point out to you. I'm not going to find it super easily. What was it? Target collection. Guys, do you remember the Target gloves? Do you remember how Target collection... There we are, yeah. Target collection only had tier 2 and then randomly got the Roadsign gloves accepted. Well, these were actually manipulated. Yeah. From a collection that just didn't really go anywhere. For some strange reason, there was a significant amount of people buying out the gloves. I wonder why. Because it was pumped. It was pumped. So, if we saw something like this happen before... This could also likely be affected because those Target gloves only sold like 7,000. We've got another 5 days of this, and I wouldn't be surprised if this sells for around 7,000 in total. Basically, it is in a position where it could potentially be vulnerable to manipulation. However, is that something you want to rely upon? I wouldn't sit there and say that, but you know, if you want to do a few sneaky purchases, because by default, Roadsign gloves that are part of a collection tend to do better. There's hardly any of them that have been bought. Clearly, there's no signs of excess purchases, so maybe. But yeah, that's just basically all the skins there, and you can kind of tell that by default, I'm just not super keen on all the Easter skins. They're all holiday themed. It's unfortunate, but that is the way it is. So yeah. Now, of course, we do have one more thing, and that is the likes of, well, I could sit here and say egg suit. And Rustige, I wanted to say Rustige Egg, but I guess we could talk about the egg suit. So egg suit, a lot of people are making a big fuss about, oh, look at the buy orders here, this is very expensive, I'm going to buy tons of these and then sell them to the highest buy orders. Guys, this is what it looks like. It goes from 280, 250, 217, 115, 50, 47, 36, 27, 24, 16. Basically, you've only got like these for a quick profit, and then that's it. And do you honestly think you're going to be faster than all of the other people get involved in trying to sell to this buy order? Think realistically. Like, first of all, do you personally even know the very second that when these are going to become marketable? You know, you bought them on Thursday. What's the specific time that this is going to become marketable? Do you know? If you know, okay, that's the first step. Okay, cool. So we've probably just filtered out a whole bunch of people now. But now in regards to this, don't you think loads of other people potentially might be faster than you? Bots. Yes. You don't think there's going to be a bot that's going to sell this in a nanosecond to the 280 buy order? And then secondly, are these even real buy orders? Have you tried to sell something to the highest buy order fairly recently and then just saw the buy order instantly vanish? Yeah. Are these even legit? That's the real thing. Now, we did see a $700 buy order on Thursday that someone sold their egg suit to. That was real. And yeah, if you're one of these people with a fairly significantly higher buy order, I would probably remove it. But in general, gentlemen, I wouldn't be surprised if we see the egg suit still being in the Rust store next week, because of course 2 weeks of Easter. And in general, I don't think this is going to be doing super great as time goes on. Like, with new holiday themed items, they tend to what's the word to say, not really stick around for too long in terms of their prices don't really tend to hold. Yes, there's a very fun gimmick that you can draw whatever you want in it, whatever you want. Yeah, that's a bit of a problem there. But yeah, I feel like that would have demand enough to keep it within reasonable value. But at $10, honestly, I could see this potentially going down to 5, maybe less. You know, it's a high price, but $5 is where I'm expecting it to potentially land. And yeah, there's a significant amount around here, and it might go even lower. That is a very likely thing that could happen. So yeah, just be cautious, all right? That's all I can say. Just be cautious. Don't buy this with the pure intent to try and sell it, because there's going to be other people that are going to be already faster than you. And in terms of where do we go from here, I just don't really know, but I don't think this is going to hold its value. So yeah, $10 forever, unlikely. You could probably pick this up for half the price, maybe even less. So yep, this is already technically on the Steam market because it leaked into the game last year by accident. So there's already a few that managed to get in here. And yes, of course, I definitely have already jumped in and done my buy orders. So yeah, of course. The very second this appeared, I did my buy orders. All right, so with that out of the way, let's talk about the Rustige Egg. Yep, we've got the link there, but now we need to talk about the Rustige Eggs in general. I did talk about this back on Thursday. So, the main thing that we have to be concerned about is how many of these will sell. Because, as we've seen, as time goes on, with each year, so this was the first year, this was the second year, this was the third year, then there's a year in between, then now this is the fourth generation. Each time, more of them get bought. And each time, the price of them go down. So the main point I'm trying to get across is, if this sells a few thousand, this is in trouble. Like this one. This was selling for $5. Now it's selling for $4.44. During the year, this went as low as about $1.50. Like last year, during the year, this went as low as about $1.50. So with this right here, honestly, I'm probably just going to put down maybe a $2 to $3 buy order. Expect it to go down fairly cheap at some point in the during this year, and then sell them again during Easter next year for maybe nearly equal to the price it sold for in a Rust store. That would be my plan. But that again, long-term investing, and how many have even been bought? I don't fully know. But again, this very likely will be in the Rust store for next week as well. So we'll just have to wait and see. Or will Face Punch replace these two with the likes of the Nest Hat and the Bunny Hat? Ooh, we shall see. We shall see. But yeah, that's basically it. Easter in general, their skins not going to hold up like super amazingly. I've already explained all of that. And so, wow, what's that doing there? So yeah, that's basically it. Maybe some of them will get bought out because of manipulating. Probably that could happen. But in general, they're not selling that much because I don't think the demand is there. And in terms of what's likely going to happen after all of this, I wouldn't be surprised if they all go down and potentially crash a bit. Bad times ahead of us. Now, we did see 2 instances over the past 2 days where we got a significant amount of people playing when the update came out. 156,000 people playing, and then yesterday we peaked at 153,000 people playing. Yep, Easter break, people are enjoying themselves, they're playing Rust, but we're not getting that much of a boost with the Rust skins. And with the CSGO major literally starting in just about 4 weeks' time, yeah, we are going to be going through some bad times. So, yep, get ready. So, yeah, why don't we just go take a real quick look and see the previous week's skins? Get a good look at that. Yep, that's those skins at the moment. And then we're going to go to the March 23 batch. Oof. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Yep, it's going to be like this every single week now, pretty much. Some of them will probably hold, and the vast majority will not. So, yes, all of the March skins not looking very good right now, are they? Not looking very good. But this is how it's going to be from here on now. Yep. Okay. So that didn't sound very optimistic, did it? I'm sorry, but yeah. You're learning. You are learning now, I hope. And you will be prepared for next year as well, won't you? So thank you very much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Have a lovely Easter. Enjoy your time off. And yeah, have a good one. See ya. Bye.